already coming in right. Okay, so they're running this triple DPS thing, right? And they're going to have 3 different things happen. It's like the Pharah is going to play kind of like in mid. The Genji's going around. And the Tracer, I think, is coming from like this way. And their goal is kind of like collapse on the circle that we have here at Choke. And as soon as their shield breaks, because they don't have as much pressure on it, he'll just line of sight out here. And he has like the first 12 seconds of the map just to do whatever he wants. Because he doesn't actually have to contest until then. By that time, they're hoping to just finish the point. So they're only allowed to take this long flank because we don't have mobility to just say, alright, we're just going to kill the Orisa while you are on like some super flank. At least for first fight. So this is a composition they've decided wins first fight against like these Orisa setups in general. Since we're all in a closed area and we're taking dashes and rockets to the face. So what are we supposed to do in this situation? I think we just say like, if they don't have to be on point for the first 12 seconds, we don't either. So what we can do is clear out a flank. We can set up on like this side so that the Genji has even further to go and the Tracer has fewer places to hide. Maybe, and then we have aerial cover in like the mini room here against the Pharah. And then we can work shield break and then this Orisa doesn't have anywhere to be. Because she doesn't have a natural cover corner like she has here when we're over here. Maybe. But we kind of need to like scout the triple DPS a little sooner because as soon as we set up here, we're kind of going to get collapsed upon coming out some entrance if we try to rotate, I think.
How would we rotate? Just like, because we'd have to go like next to the well and do it, right?
Yeah, the idea is as soon as the Pharah peeks up and sees an Orisa without Hog and like Pharmacy, if he sees Genji and Trace, like if he sees all 3 DPS, then we know they're gonna like collapse on us in some manner, and he just calls the rotation. Maybe.
I didn't through the back.
I didn't see Genji or Tracer. I just saw like Hog Pharmacy.
Well,
so
they don't have Hog.
Oh, sorry, I went Orisa Pharmacy.
Yeah, because I know you say Hog here.
Yeah, I just assumed. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good. I think we need to figure out what to do instead of just sitting here at the choke. Because both times we played against this team, and admittedly this team is like pretty well coordinated, especially if they're gonna get the drop on us, but like we should be able to take the time now to like think of a way to not let them just just wait for our deaths here at the choke. It's like super important for you to be able to contest the Pharah continuously. Because a lot of their damage is going to come freely from her if you're not careful. And then maybe like the Hog and myself, especially if I'm running Genji, or not Genji, if I'm running McCree maybe, can better deal with like the Tracer Genji mix. But I feel like it's really easy for the Pharah to just like ignore the Pharah v Pharah and then spam the ground, which really hurts us when they decide to dive.
I think I kill her, but maybe too late.
Yeah,
we're doing better on spamming them right now if you look at their ult charge between Pharaohs.
Yeah, for sure. But like,
Genji right side?
It's not gonna matter enough.
Yeah, I know.
How does Robin die first? What the heck?
Say you're getting Rusty in here too?
No, sorry, he's not around. As far as I know.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Genji right side?
Genji on the back line.
Look, and this is your visor linked. You waiting for people? Or?
No, I think this will be about it.
Okay.
If we have like 2 people for VOD review, it's usually fine. So we're going over Ilios well to begin with. You guys ran this 3 DPS comp into us before, and I think last time from your perspective, I call it a tail end of something that's like, you like this comp, but you think it's weak against dive, at least on this map.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of mentioned how like Marky Mark basically doesn't have to be on point for like 13-12 seconds. He's just kind of sitting there just trying to absorb attention almost, while the Tracer and Genji go on separate flanks, and then they're going to converge on us at our choke. Because we're not really looking to move here, because we still think it's like a Rissa Hog battle, unless we're properly scouting the comp. Because right now I don't know if we see the Tracer like Fooch coming from the mini room. But I'm thinking like with our composition, instead of waiting here at the choke, if we instead scout it properly and then rotate like through mini, or before we get to like this stairwell, rotate to like the far left side of the bottom of the screen and sit around mini, it'll be harder for the Pharah to gain spam damage. The Tracer has fewer places to stand, but the Genji will still have like decent high ground to work with if he needs to. But at least that solves like 2 of the issues. And then Marky Mark doesn't have as easy of a place to just like weave in and out of point. I mean, I guess he can stand here, but we might be able to land like, he might be within hook range there. If he's not careful. What are your thoughts, PK? Do you just come out and see the
So-
comp that we're running and you're just like, yes, we got them first fight?
Basically, I mean, this comp was basically designed to like punish static compositions, which is what you guys have.
Yeah.
I mean, because like you have no Bridget, so you can't punish flankers, and then like you have a Hanzo and Pharah, which can maybe contest me, but like that's like not guaranteed. And then we just have flankers that can harass from any side. I'd probably say your best bet, like anytime that the other team isn't running a second tank, the first tank's gonna be their weakness.
Yeah, but with our staticness, he's at such a range that if
Right.
his shield even gets close, he's just like, whoop, I don't need to do anything anymore.
So
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm supposed to like set up a Sonic as Hanzo and just start trying to flank his shield so he doesn't have it anywhere to stand, but then I'm gonna be in a 1v1 with Tracer, which might turn into like a 2v1 if I'm inside like Zenyatta's range. Either with either orb or his right click.
the big thing I'd say is you want to get close to us. Like you want to like shift your guys as close to us as possible to get to our Zen, to get to our Orisa. Because like if you just stay here in the back, like we're just gonna surround you every time. Like
Yeah.
where do you go from here? You know, if you just stay.
Yeah, we don't really.
I'm not saying
Watch
it's
it play out.
easy, but
Yeah, maybe we can
Genji
rotate
right
under
side?
Lighthouse too.
Genji's Discord.
We've already reached this point.
Genji's half.
Rotating
I think
into
the
the
only way
Tracer
you
seems
can
awkward.
scout it is just seeing the lack of hog.
Yeah.
Back up.
That's all you
There.
a lot of
not
teams
running
run
hog.
Diva, so
Oh,
They're
Tracer
fair,
for
is there?
recall.
Our hog just gets blown up here at the start.
Genji right side?
Not sure what
Genji's
happened there.
Discord.
It's the halt mostly, I think.
Genji's half.
Tracer on back line too. Tracer behind you.
It was Fooch.
Back up.
Back up.
They're not running hog.
Oh,
They're
Tracer
fair,
for
is there?
recall.
I feel like I pretty heavily bought out on Ilios' Tracer when we swapped to it.
Yeah, because they have double flank.
Yeah. If you wanna
I
use
guess
your
this is
pickup
like
on
your
that,
whole
I'm gonna
team
run,
here, right?
Tracer here.
Oh,
Yeah,
everybody
we're
else is a
missing
tryout?
someone who has yeah, we're missing the main tank from this VOD, and we're missing the
Bear's
off
playing
tank as
Firelight.
well, who has a business call every other Tuesday, which is why we have VOD review instead of scrims.
I'm gonna try to get that Zen.
Oh, I gotcha.
Support.
I'm recharging fuel for a sec.
Genji coming behind you guys?
Is
On our
Genji's
Zen?
left side. He's Discord. Zen's right side. He's Alright, I'm gonna gonna get the Zen up.
So where am I right now? Okay, so you guys all collapse on the Genji who's like getting out, and I'm still like on a semi flank. Because that's fine. I'm not like hard committing just yet.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like that was just more of a mistake on ice. He was like
Yeah,
way out of position. But he punished it, which is good.
but then Fuch picks up our Zen on the backside.
Holding our Zen.
Yep, I'm
Yeah,
shielding.
Res off.
Just ignore us
Appreciate
as best you can right now.
Zen's top.
Mercy
right
half,
side.
mercy half, mercy half.
The big thing, all right, now you go, but your diva's not. Yeah. The big thing, okay, so like the big thing, if you know they have like a static
Let me rest it.
person that you can exploit, but they have flankers, is you wanna try to get in that dive fast with your dive tanks. You're able to get a good barrage, but you could have done it even cleaner. Like once you kill that Genji, you gotta be like looking to go in, like on that Zen just super fast.
Yeah, where was he positioned here?
Just
Holding our Zen.
where the Zen usually is, in that little hut there where the mini is.
Yeah, or Winston, or they're both back there.
You got a fab barrage.
Just ignore us.
That
Yeah,
does a
that's what
lot.
carried it for
Zen's
sure.
top.
Mercy half, mercy half, mercy half.
I'm on the mercy.
That Zen is like super safe back there. At least against Tracer, like I need additional setup to come this way, and I need someone to tell me where he is because I
And he
didn't
has
see him.
and he has a mini to play with.
Yeah, and he has a mini to play with.
Corners to right click you on. It's like his little fortress.
Yeah, we lose Diva Mech. We're not together.
There's another way you can go as Tracer, by the way. I don't know if you know what it is. It kind of like goes with your Pharah. If you hang on. You
Take
can
control.
actually go. You can actually go.
Like above Lighthouse.
Well, you can go up the stairs. I'll show it from this way here, and then like double blink up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like, yeah.
That
you see
requires
lot of
like a
people do that.
decent bit of setup, and it like I didn't think Fuch was coming that way. It was like I was trying to mirror where Fuch was to prevent him from getting
To duel
onto
him?
our Zen. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
like my main issue with going that way, if I can take control back, is like if I'm up here, like my Pharah can assist me DPS wise, but like I'm fighting maybe Tracer, maybe Genji, maybe Pharah. So like you guys have like a. I guess Fuch won't be here if he's on the flank. But like it's at best a 2v2.
Yeah, I think the big thing is you just gotta like, what you end up doing. You gotta just engage onto our Zen like all as a group. Like you need your monkey to say, "All right, do you see him? Yeah, I see him. 3, 2, 1," and then you just go.
Going in on
Because
the-
like
Instead
we don't have
Demon
we don't have a
carries us.
diva.
Fuch
We
got
don't have a
you.
diva to
Keep him
push
from
in
getting.
the dive.
He
Exactly.
lives longer than he should
I'm
here
on
too.
Tracer.
Tracer's one.
No recall, no recall, no recall.
But obviously, we're not gonna let you try to do that, so we're gonna like put pressure on you as you're coming up. So you
Yeah.
gotta figure out a way to like approach safely.
Yeah, we could have done that sooner. We give up 75%.
And also another thing too, and I've talked to Val about this,
Don't
and he's
know,
been getting
don't
better.
go triple.
Like if you're a Zen getting pounced, if you are getting protected by your teammates, you're gonna outlast the Tracer. So like Tracer comes in, oh no, I'm getting attacked, and then like you get your Matrix, you get your Mercy, so she's not gonna win. So what you should be doing is, while you're negating that, you should be moving your Zen to wherever you want to position them. Like you should always have a goal of like, where do you want your Zen to be? Kind of like a Bastion. Like where do you want your Zen to be turreted up?
Yeah.
In the fight. Until you get to that spot, you should always be moving him there, and you can move him there as you're like protecting them. So tell your Zen, hey, keep moving, like don't get separated, because like, you could be potentially moving him to like get around this way even, because you can take another angle on the Orisa instead of just shooting the shield all day. You could just have him stay up on the mini health pack, but the worst thing you can do as a Zen is to like get sidetracked by a Tracer, and then like your rest of your team is like starting to set up for their dive,
Yeah.
while you're out of position. Like they need to be moving too, and it's scary. It's like not your right instinct. Your instinct is to fight, not to like run towards the enemy team. Because a lot of people also like they'll just try to run backwards towards their side of the map instinctively. That'll actually split them more. So that's something you gotta watch out for.
You're gonna be looking to dive.
Nah, it's still triple
Yeah,
DPS.
I'll try to peel for you.
So I'm not on a hard flank right now as Tracer because I feel like I'll lose it. I know you guys kept coming left with like multiple people.
Left side there.
Yeah.
Coming left.
like Zen Winston, and suddenly I
Zen
just
back
don't
left as
feel
well.
comfortable being there. And there's
Yeah,
Tracer
I'm going for the
too.
Zen. Let's go for the Zen.
I haven't hit him yet.
I'm on the Zen. I'm on the Zen. I'm on the Zen.
Where is
Left
he?
side inside.
Tracer's behind.
Inside.
We're
Okay.
split. Our Monkey's the only one in right now.
Fair's
Yeah.
one. Fair's
Oh
one.
my god, that was nice.
I just got a nasty shot in your Mercy there. It's not much you can do.
Yeah.
Then left mini. Force ult.
That was poorly done by us. I take it back, watch it from the beginning.
Tracer dead.
So like our tanks right now are just really on the opposite side of the point, not doing very much.
Yeah, like they're
Like they
they're
could
set
be
up
they
as-
could be
to
playing
dive.
up. Yeah, it's as if there's someone standing here and they're waiting for DPS to get in position to dive this spot. As opposed to we already
Yeah.
have this space.
Yeah, you gotta get your
I'm trying
tank
to build
players
the
like
fans 'cause I think I'll
thinking
focus
more
on that.
actively about like
Left side they have.
Coming left.
where's the enemy team gonna go and
There's
how are
that
we gonna
Zac left as
respond to
well.
it instead of just having like a
Yeah, I'm going
default
for the Zen.
spot
Let's go for the Zen.
for
I haven't
every
hit him
map.
yet.
You need a few default spots depending on like what route the enemy takes.
Yeah, so we dive into this building here. I think I try to follow up a little bit as Tracer. I might follow Fooch this way. I don't recall, but like our Diva and Winston just get super split here.
I'm on the Zen. I'm on the Zen. I'm on the Zen.
Where is
Left
he?
side inside.
Tracer's behind.
Inside.
Tracer dead.
Like imagine if they were if your
Fair's one,
team
fair's
got
one.
if your team scouted mine and said, "Hey, they're going left," and your team and your tanks were already in that little room
Then
waiting
left
for
mid.
us without using cooldowns.
Force ult.
I think I did see you guys coming left, but like I couldn't position myself and we didn't react to it.
Yeah.
We didn't properly respond to
Alright,
it.
guys, keep stalling.
I kill myself with my own pulse bomb.
Now I'm feeding.
And it gets rest. And now we're
The
staggering.
rest on left side. It's quicker set. You have 2 in spawn. I can maybe touch on left side. Tracer's gonna contest me though, so it won't be long.
Tracer's right side.
Okay, okay. Genji's hiding up here.
He's behind you.
I'm going to touch. I'm going
Tracer's
to touch.
behind you.
Trust me
Tracer's
to
behind
touch.
you.
Nice. Tracer down.
Do we just jump the Winston? Doesn't seem like that'll work.
I mean, if we used our jump,
I'm going to touch. I'm going to touch.
Winston's a good target if he's used his
Yeah,
jump.
if he uses jump, but I don't think
Tracer down.
Mark has.
I'm on the Winston.
Oh, you just need a touch point.
Reload.
Well, I
Okay.
calm in here that like
I'm going
Tracer's
to touch.
behind you.
I'm going to touch. Trust me to touch.
Tracer's behind you.
Because right now I'm over here.
Nice. Tracer down.
I'm on the Winston.
I'd reload.
On the
Okay,
Winston.
she's down,
She
she's
Zen.
has-
Zen's main.
Yeah.
Zen's main. Zen.
Let me let your Mercy res, but he does a really nice job like dropping down into well, and then guarding up, so he's like really safe doing so.
He's a girl. Just so you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
Zen main.
Mercy's gonna res, Mercy's resing.
I'm gonna try
Monkey's
to
on,
res
Monkey's
Zen. Zen's dead.
But yeah,
Zen's dead.
she's really good at Mercy.
Oh, it's
Mercy
on
just
Mercy.
scored.
Mercy's scored if you guys can get her.
Mercy half.
Mercy, 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 mercy.
She's one. She's one in there.
You want?
I can't get to her.
She's one.
She's dead.
Same point.
Stay on.
Tracer's on
Stay
point.
on
Tracer's on point.
Tanks need healing.
Sorry, you're right.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get my Valk and then you heal the rest. Oh, wait, you're kind of far.
Alright.
Can someone peek her so she can get the heals?
Can you heal me, please?
No, I know, but okay.
So one thing I haven't been
Oh,
hearing
sorry,
is like
sorry,
what
I
ults we're
see.
gonna
You could
have,
just- You could just heal it.
of which we're gonna have a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't hear what you were saying.
that's my fault. I
Don't
should
even
be
know,
keeping
don't
better
even
track
I
of it.
just didn't want 95
It doesn't
Yeah,
just
right
have to be
side.
you. Everybody can call it out.
Tracer there too.
Zen
I
Winston.
just wanna build
Right,
ult.
Like you haven't seen the, nobody's seen the blade in a while, so.
Yeah, we're also
No,
doing that thing again where we're like complete opposite where you guys are approaching.
left side.
Monkey left side.
Monkey, Diva's main.
So our Winston might be forced to
Mercy,
either take
recall,
cover or use
recall.
bubble immediately because he can get
Maybe
poked
on
out
me,
if he's not
he's
careful, but all of your team gets to walk up within like their shift range of our
They're
team.
Mercy
I'm
and
gonna try
they're
to protect you.
Resing?
I
Thank you.
tried to. I'm
Or
trying.
just split.
We're
Coming
good.
back.
I fall into a
as
well.
somewhat Fast.
Zen's right side low.
Right side low. I'm going
Side
for
back. Yeah.
Vincent gets ring around the
line of
rosy.
sighting you.
I'm coming back right now.
Can you touch? Can you touch?
We might have had half decent like idea of like who we wanted to go on, but we
my
didn't
bad.
start the
I failed
fight
to carry that.
defensively in right positions, and we didn't anticipate like what ults you guys had coming in.
Yeah. Like
Oh,
think of it in terms of like when you're on the opposite end of it. What's like the most annoying thing to fight into, and then just
Marky Mark's
that
ultimate.
you've seen. Well, like just position wise.
Yeah.
Like just think to like times you've gotten smacked. Man, what were they to prevent us from getting in, and then just copy it?
It would really help us keep our
Zen
Zen safe too if we have someone like preventing them from getting within leap range,
Trans really
Yeah.
like
or at least without taking something from them. While
Yeah,
they're
because
doing
like
it.
a tank's not gonna want to dive in when he's like 2/3 health because you were getting good chip damage on him because you were in a good spot.
You wanted me on Widow, right?
Yes, please. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
They're gonna have a Genji, I think, instead of.
It's kind of like with goats, like through counter goats. It's like you got to
Pooch
shoot the
is
Rhine
pretty
shield
good at
by the
Widow.
time they get on point.
Yeah.
It's like the same
know,
thing
I
with the
believe.
dive tanks.
He's gonna be tilted after this watch. Wow, I love Widow Hook.
So far, so good.
Winston's in on right side.
We just stop.
Okay.
She's main lower.
Play it super slow.
Dude, your Zen gets like a crazy right click on me. I actually play this point extremely badly. But this isn't about me, it's about you guys.
Curious why our tanks both go under. I feel like they don't have. They can't see super much there, and they're kind of give. Like it's hard to jump from where they are.
It's hard to jump, you're going in
They
a
just
straight
haven't
line,
moved
so
forward
like
at
if
all.
we have like if we had any sort of range damage looking down that hallway, they can literally lock down 2 characters.
Were you still up?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
We're
Where you
down.
been?
Widow right side. Widow right side. Widow right
We jump out because of low health, but we don't grab
Going
packs.
back. I'm almost back.
Resing on
Right
point,
beside me.
touching.
I can res you.
We're down, we're down. Okay.
Like I don't think we, except for me as Tracer, we don't cross this line. Like I realize we're down at Mercy, but like there are
Where's the
megas here,
Calling
here,
season.
and on the other side,
Widow
and
is
back
right,
here
Widow is
too
right.
if you
Right
want.
side. 5 pillars.
Coming back, come back.
She used her
Widow no
grapple.
grapple?
Where is she?
I don't know. Genji on
Monkey
me?
Mark's one.
Monkey, monkey, monkey.
Monkey's low.
Oh,
Monkey's
monkey.
low.
He's Discord.
He's down.
I lost track of Mark there.
Mercy, Mercy is half.
Mercy,
one.
mercy, mercy, mercy.
She's dead. She's dead.
Down.
Mercy's still low.
The next thing,
Right
right
side.
side.
Res
Widow
you.
half, Widow half?
Den.
Divas on your
Den,
mercy.
den.
Divas on your mercy.
Protect mercy. And
Widow dead.
then.
Widow dead.
Okay, go
Divas
point.
Genji one.
I'm gonna chase this Genji further.
Genji one, right side of point.
I'm on point.
Just go point.
I'm gonna hold Valk.
Winston's back. He's gonna contest. No, he's not.
I'm on Winston right now. I'm on Winston.
Hold that.
I'm gonna hold transfer third. Or when they dive me.
Okay. I'm holding above.
Widow arches?
If Marky Mark's jump was a little bit better onto like the Mega, or you had reacted sooner, I think you guys turned that real easy.
I'm getting out. I'm getting out.
Widow hooked up or left.
Yeah, we got your monkey mode out. At that point, I just called for us to like leave.
Yeah. I thought because we were using Monkey Ult, we were going in, and so I like suicide here.
Yeah.
bad.
Well, no, you gotta say let's go. I mean, if you recognize that, like, oh, they 4-star monkey mode. Oh, they 4-star trans. You gotta like, you can't just like let it burn out.
Yeah, I know.
Try to
There's
do try to do something with it, you know. Even
Think-
if it's like not what the predetermined plan was, you got to be able to adapt.
Yeah, I think B Money though calls like he's backing up or something. I think I hear that here.
Widow hooked up or left.
I said I was backing
Yeah,
up
back
when
up.
I like
Can't say
when he jumped out. I was like, okay, I'm backing up, and then he ulted and went in.
Yeah.
Genji one.
So now we're just
Can I
split
res her, Widow?
and
I
beating.
don't even
You're
have
down a
force.
couple.
Well, they're blading just me.
I
Okay.
think Iceman needed to do that.
Okay,
Still
monkey's
point,
half
still
on
point.
point. Monkey's half on point. Oh,
Play for percent.
Definitely didn't need to trans.
Oh, trans. We already lost
Sorry.
that point. That's fine.
We'll time it with
But,
getting on.
Genji and Genji bladed, so it is a reset. Just regroup.
Just stalling for percent.
Yeah.
She was last seen
Okay,
on
they're
point, edging right side, but not don't know now.
Valk trans maybe?
Like I like his positioning here.
Holy crap, they all dived me.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, you.
No.
Both side, but not don't know now.
Valk.
Yeah, he just jumps here while we're regrouping.
Yeah, that's not him being bad. That's like him just not being experienced against good teams. Cause like
Yeah.
he's probably not. I mean, if he's been screaming, what rank is he? Diamond. Master?
3.5, 3.6.
Okay, it's like low master. He's probably not used to teams like
Recognizing that he's
being
caught.
willing. Yeah, that he has no cooldown and he's by himself. So that that's like spraying the cat with the spray bottle right there.
Yeah.
He'll know.
That's like it helps tremendously too that you like you have your Discord like on that line of sight. Fooch is also on that line of sight, and like you're not running Tracer, so you can get another DPS onto the high ground too.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even need a DPS like between me and
Yeah,
Winston.
yeah.
Discord. That's a wrap. But I don't know if he was doing it, but he's got to communicate, like give countdowns, and then like communicate with his diva. Like, this is what I'm doing. You better help me, or vice versa. The diva's got to be like, I can help you. We can do we can make a play here, or no, I can't help you. I'm tied up. So if you're gonna do something, just know that I won't be with you. Because like your Winston can act independently. Like Mark and I go do different things.
Yeah, I noticed that on
sometimes.
Gibraltar. You were playing more as like a backline peeler, and he was being more of just like
Yeah.
almost a solo dive.
Yeah, because I trust his individual judgment. Like, it's not that like we're like solo queuing. It's just like I'm letting him know, like, hey, if you make a decision, I'm not gonna be there to back you up. So, and I trust him to make the best decision. Sometimes that means going without me. Sometimes it means like help me with what I'm doing, or like just staying by himself. But as long as there's like they're narrating to each other what they're doing, that's like the biggest thing. Because most people don't make decisions they think are wrong. Like when they make people decide to do things, like they usually think it's a good idea, but it's because they only have one perspective. They don't have like
Right.
this
Yeah.
perspective that we have. So you get as close to this perspective as you can with communicating. Even like the obvious is not always so obvious. Like even if you think that's like why I always like stress to my teammates like to call out locations of people that they're targeting. Or like if I'm like twisting over my words, I don't even say the character. I get more concerned. I say the location before I say the character, because even if it's super obvious where they are on your screen, your tracer might be somewhere across the map, like looking somewhere else. So they have no fucking clue where your target is. That's just as an example. So it's always good to narrate things, even if you think it's like super obvious.
Yeah. I think you realize like, oh crap, I can't just like necessarily jump in range like that and get away with it all the
I
time.
mean, it's good to like take control of areas, but like he's got to make sure he's got backup. That was just people were too far away. It's whatever. I mean, he'll learn.
It's definitely something that's not punished at like Diamond Master
Dive me.
as frequently. Yeah, be careful using your jump. You're
Yeah,
down.
well, I went on the grapple jump, but
In the left side.
Still resetting.
I got it.
nice.
We don't res that.
I'm
We don't
back.
have Winston to contest it.
I'm back. We can
Alright, now you got a
stay up.
1-1.
Look down.
It goes
Yes,
in right
that's
side. You see red?
They walls too, they walls too.
You here?
Listen
What
out.
is one? What is one?
Get this Genji.
That's
They
not
got that.
bad.
Genji half. Genji half.
If you want.
Thank you.
Back up.
Zen 1 on point.
Zen. Going for
I
Zen.
just can't
What
pocket
is
it.
on pillars discorded? Or mega?
I feel like we're just all over the place.
Yeah, I try to do
our
that.
focus just isn't here.
Yeah, well, like, see what happens. Okay. So like, you guys are moving in. Back up here.
I'm back.
Get the pick. We get the
you got-
res. So it's a 6v6, but we're down a cooldown. That's good. So your Widow is kind of in a weird spot. Like, I mean, like I get like you're trying to move in, but I'm interested to see where you go from here.
You got a 1-1.
So, because like your objective, if you're playing Widow on this map, like, is not like to dive super hard necessarily, especially
Control
if
a
you're on
sight line.
offense. Yeah, control a sight line, control like an area, like set up a landing zone for your Widow to like just grapple to, and then just like start putting shots. So like what you need to start doing is like, like your Widow should be obviously worrying about our Widow, but like your Tracer might not necessarily be the best idea for your Tracer to like be going for like random one clips on the back line. Like, yeah, you might do it
Yeah,
if you're like
yeah.
insane
I'm
and like
not
the other
playing well
team
this map.
won't punish. But like a big help. I mean, you can do a lot of damage to tanks with Tracer. So like, it's good to like figure out where. Okay, so Mark's like up here. He's like ready to like
I
counter
don't
you
know
guys.
if we
but, like,
have a view on him right now.
yeah, you don't know he's there. But I'm here just like because I gotta be able to help him. You know, I gotta be able to help. So like, I kind of stay stationary. But you can punish that by like putting a lot of pressure. Not punish, like you're not gonna kill me. I'll dash away.
Just
but
force you
you're
back.
exactly. You're making me use a cooldown to like get somewhere safe, and then you guys take that space, and
And then
then
suddenly Mark is behind us and
suddenly
he needs to
suddenly
leave
Mark
or
yeah, suddenly either Mark needs to leave. You also have total control over some areas for your Widow to play with, so she can actually take this duel instead of having to be in this weird spot. You see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta like
Yep.
take it slower and like push, like almost like you're playing Reinhardt versus Reinhardt. You're playing a game of chicken to see who's gonna use cooldowns first, and the way you do that is to like pressure tanks.
Don't we have
Okay.
sights up?
Go
Yes,
Zen
that's
right
fine.
side. You see red.
They won't
There's
do, they
another
won't do.
monkeys there.
So I think when he grappled up there, I don't know if, well, I mean, Winston didn't end up killing him, but I don't know if you guys called it out or anything.
Cook down.
Let me listen.
Go
Yes,
Zen
that's
right
fine.
side. You see red.
They won't do.
Okay. Also, you're off tank. Like, somebody should have. First of all, somebody should have called that out and then go on him. I guess it gets called
So
out,
they
but
won't
it
do.
ends up being a little late.
Listen,
Widow's one. Widow's one.
And he goes after him. Okay, so
Little
our
delayed.
Winston, it's a little delayed. Our Winston gets away, and what ends up happening is your diva sees the opportunity and gets cut off. This actually could have, I actually could have done even more. I could have like hit back, but like I just lost sight of her. I don't think I was aware from my perspective.
people start chasing opportunities and fail to finish them, so we end up being really split trying to chase them.
Yeah, so like your Winston's still here because you know he's thinking, oh, I gotta like control this area. Diva's like, oh, I can get the monkey. You're there trying to. I guess you could have Are your Tracer there? What are you doing?
I think I'm on the left.
Alright, now you got a 1-1.
You're
I
on
don't
the
recall
left.
where I
Yeah.
go from here.
I see you.
I think I'm
Okay.
just doing solo stuff, trying to get onto like Zen or something.
Cook down.
Yeah.
There I am. You
Go
block
Zen right
me.
side. You see red.
They won't do, they won't do.
Yeah, you're trying to control the left
I'm
side.
on monkey,
Yeah,
and I'm like, I
monkey.
can't follow that. So now I'm on Genji, and I probably really hurt my Zen, and now trying to
Yeah,
follow
your
that.
diva ends up in a spot where she can't help your backline, and she was like 2 front. So like either way, we're either gonna insta melt her, which doesn't happen, or your backline's gonna get harassed by your Genji, and I'm still tying up your Mercy's healing by shooting your Winston because I was up here pretty healthy, so
Yep.
I got a kill there.
Thank you.
And now I just focused. I
Zen
just
1 on point.
tunnel on the Zen,
Going for Zen.
Nice game pocket it.
Widow's on.
Yeah.
Widow's discarded. Or
and I used too many cooldowns to even do that, and I just suicide basically.
Monkey, you're really far.
Yeah, I'm dead. Just reset. Oh, we can't.
In order to limit like
I'll be
your
back to that
tank's
side, just if you guys can fight that.
space control, I need to be coordinating with my tanks to force you back and burn cooldowns in a defensive manner
Yeah.
instead
Well,
of
they
like
need to
super
know.
flanks. Especially
Yeah.
when we have Widowmaker and we don't have like someone else to follow up,
One.
like Genji, who can force you back with maybe a little poke.
Yeah, it's helpful when your tanks understand like what they should be doing, which is like it sounds like a super simple thing, but it's like not, you know, because like
It's much
yeah,
easier to see
Winston-
from this
Winston
third-person
Diva.
view, but
It is. They gotta start thinking of the game in terms of that though, kind of
like quarterbacking
like
it
like
almost.
it's an RTS.
Yeah.
So make sure they're like watching the VOD reviews because like it applies the most to them. Because like yeah, you're Tracer, you're like, oh I can go this way, but like you're mostly there to just like get pickoffs and help out. You know, you can be anywhere you want, kind of. So, you don't want to be like going the same flank as a Genji, but again, like you're not like where you are doesn't determine like the entire flow of the fight the way it does for your tanks. So they need to have like you got to make sure they have like a leadership or not leadership, but like kind of a command of what's happening. Yeah, because like you know, you probably saw we didn't go for like many super like coordinated. Oh, okay, let's go in.
You just like
dives on
punish
this point.
positioning more than anything
Yeah,
else.
we stayed where we were. We were shooting you without using our cooldowns. you know, we always called out your Widow. Like that was like, you know, that's like priority number. That's like one of our biggest priorities as tanks. Like we can like
Keep track of her constantly.
we can be out in the open and just watch and call out where we see things to help our Widow. Like we're trying to act as the UAV.
Yeah, I get that. And then I think we end up running something strange on this
I
next
think a
point.
lot of that was the
You
Murph
end up winning
Autos.
this point. We kind of mess up. Like
They were
we
feeling pretty
our
much my aggression, and I need
first
to
of
be more
all
coordinated
our
with you.
tracer or
I'm having a little hard
yeah,
time
our
with
tracer
the
gets
zone from the
picked
last game, and
a couple times.
she worked like way better.
And then I go for a barrage and I try to call it out, but
Alright,
I
so
don't know if they
Yeah,
either
so, like,
couldn't
the
get to
lane
me
that
or like
actually died
maybe they didn't hear me or something. But I would have gotten a massive barrage on you
Let's
guys in the
run
middle of the
goats here on
point.
this
super
point.
split a lot.
Go straight to point. They're likely to swap to Farah after seeing it. But
Swap to
we'll force
Farah.
it down and we'll get a few percentage and then we'll play it from there.
I'm just gonna go right in.
Yeah. Final point if you can.
We get choked out here a little bit, but yeah, I end up getting the tracer, so like the
Yeah,
sight lines aren't as good for you.
Just on
Forget how far this one
Just
lasts.
one-siding it.
I don't think
You
we
get-
even need to use shield in this
You
manner.
get like
Flip over one.
50% for
Shield's-
free.
Shield's dead, shield's dead.
Yeah, just relax. Farah's behind point right
Tracer's
now.
left side, Tracer's left side.
I'm really low.
Get your beam.
Where are you? Where are you? My shield's up. Hide behind it.
He was
Don't
on
trace
top.
it.
He's coming from above.
I'm low on heals.
You get barrage really
Split
fast.
sider.
Res it.
Like you have barrage now, basically.
Yeah, and I
Mercy,
call
Mercy,
it that
push up,
I
push
call
up,
it that I
push
want to
up.
use it, but I didn't get the
Oh
help.
my, they both- You guys still up. It's
Yeah,
one
we're
for-
fine,
it's
fine,
two for
fine.
one.
Alright, I guess we're pushing.
I do think your
Play
comp
chill,
is
play
like
chill. We can still play chill.
advantaged
above, like,
against us, but it
touching.
takes you
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
long to actually like influence the point.
It's very
Yeah, well, like I
And it's
said,
execution heavy.
I should have gotten more. I should have gotten more help with the
We can
barrage
still play
A
on point, yeah.
and B.
Yeah, I don't
Our
If they
tracer
can
gets
get too
killed
close,
early.
Let's just speed
Yeah.
on him. We can call it.
If they try,
It's like a
there's
real
one
long
side.
patient game
We have beat.
from multiple angles. Like here, you guys start to overwhelm us.
I got here.
there you go.
Just get the Steven, get the Steven.
I got blue.
You guys are down to main healer.
I think I booped your Moira too. Either that or she didn't blink in time or something.
I got booped a Swap little off it or bit. keep it?
They don't have a main tank at all. Okay,
Yeah,
let's swap off of this.
Cover's up there.
Actually, we have shatter. Stay on shatter. Stay on shatter.
Well, yeah,
Let's
we can go Zarya and then Widow.
Do we stay Lucio?
yeah.
No,
Yes.
wait.
We'll stay.
Oh yeah,
just
they have
for
somebody die.
So right here, I'm like,
You know what I'm saying?
play
anything I
Hot Rod
swap to kind of makes it about a whole bunch of 1v1s, and I'm not confident we
Yeah, and that's fine.
win those
So-
1v1s.
Couple things. One, now that you're not running goats, you got this and this. So you're not running goats.
Yep.
So you're basically running a 2-2-2. So you have to think like, what are your tanks gonna do? Like, Ryan Zarya can get on point, but they don't have like multi-directional coverage, and you also don't have the health pools and healing to like
Keep both them
just
up and the
to
DPS at the
stomach.
same
Yeah,
time.
like you don't have the health or healing to stomach just getting shelled from far away, even if you do get on point.
Yeah, I'm not super
Ryan
excited
can
about the
help.
Reinhardt. And I think
Ryan can help brawl, but like he's got a shatter that could be useful. You got to drop the Zarya. That's what needs to get
Yes,
dropped. That's
I
gotta
agree.
become a diva because you need to contest. You need to contest flankers. You can dive on the Zen if he ever gets split off. You can chase the Mercy around. Diva's like way better here. That's the swap you got to make. Because like you can't just pick a hit scan and expect them to take out a Pharah. I can be far away. I can get a Mercy pocket, but like you can't deny me my rocket value. Like
Yep.
sometimes kind of with sightlines, but Diva can like eat stuff and fly into the air, which is nice.
yeah, I agree.
That was the
Right
swap.
here was real bad.
So that was the swap you needed to make. I don't mind the staying on Lucio because like with
If you're gonna have the Reinhardt, you might as well.
we have
vary
all
in
these
places.
flankers and mobile characters, so
she's
he's kind of
he's safe, rather.
vulnerable. Yeah, and you don't have a comp that can
Just gonna
chase
do
us
the Zen here.
to follow up Discord. So
Tracer's right here. We can go for that Zen. Never mind. Reset.
Thought we might be able to at least like amp speed boost onto the Zen, who was just right there at mini without anyone to peel for him.
We're not gonna. Yeah. Well, it looks like.
But
that.
we got
We're
barraged.
never gonna.
obviously.
Yeah, we're never gonna like let that kind of stuff happen. Not usually.
Yeah, it's like a giant bait more than
Yeah,
anything.
and you got to be able to recognize. Yeah, like you got to like know your limits too. Like how quick you can chase. That was a big breakthrough for me playing Diva. Like there would be times like I would just go after. I'd go 600 health to 0 trying to get a Widowmaker because she was one shot, but she'd always grapple away. So or like I knew she was gonna land a lot of headshots on me if she's good before I can get the damage. So sometimes like you can go in and just back up, but also like your win condition still kind of since you have a Ryan, your win condition still kind of revolves around taking control of the point. So you should be speed. I would have speed boost through here. We're gonna see it. I mean, you're
Yeah.
gonna get barraged, but if you have the Diva, you might have been able to help it.
It's something
And,
that we don't do on Volskaya too. We kind of like stay at the choke with the Reinhardt, and I think on the push we finally like cap point. We end up pushing through choke with speed boost on left side and just meeting you on point to fight.
Yeah, that's that exactly. It's the thing that's successful. Plus, you amp up speed. You
you're
amp
giving
up
him
speed to get
energy
past the
teabag
choke.
me instead.
But yeah, going like under here is like really dangerous, and here too, it's like even worse because it's like
Kind of split.
there's like
on
less of the map.
directions.
Yeah, I'm coming back. Coming back.
Okay.
Let's
So you
go.
gotta-
Can we speed on that Zen?
Alright, speeding.
I'm stuck.
Never mind.
We're down. We're down.
Tracer's behind still.
The other example, just besides like it gets you to the point fastest, is like there's more. If you go through the tunnel, there's more aerial coverage to deny our Pharah value.
Is there any concern that going coast opens us to boop, or is that just something we have to live with?
Not yeah, you just have to live with it. Plus, if you maneuver correctly, you can jump over the plant and like there's ways around it. Plus, if you pick up that Diva, she can be on the lookout for it to eat it. So
Yeah.
there's more counterplay options than just running up here and getting fucking smelted. Like
Yeah, that's my bad.
You're on the assembly line.
Need to call that rotation.
It is what it is. It is what it is. You'll learn,
Reset.
but it's different if you have dive
Yeah.
tanks.
Blade next week.
Like you can go main because you can shield stuff. You can like go up the stairs to lock down that high ground. You know.
Let's just go to
The Widow
I
swap's a
try to
good
get
i-
I
the
try
Widow
to
swap's
get
a
you
good
out of
idea.
spawn here, but you guys recognize it and are just playing away from it, or just so happen to be playing away from it.
I got
Wait,
one of
we're
my
almost fighting.
friends called it out,
They're gonna have
and
barrage.
they pressed tab. So and I saw it too.
I got Genji. Go, go,
Like
go,
when
go,
I'm
go. Tracer's one
Pharah,
shot, Tracer's one shot.
like when I'm Pharah, I'm constantly paranoid. And I'm asking my teammates who don't need to aim at things, like what did they swap? Are they on Widow yet? Because then that does affect how I play.
I'm getting res dive ult.
I'm one on point.
How did I not kill that Lucio? Oh, because I'm going after
I'm getting
the.
res dive ult.
I'm
Moira.
one on point.
Big one. Big one.
What was I barraging? I'm
Who's
kind of
on?
pissed.
Who's on? Who on? Call targets. Call targets.
Just a
Diva,
Good,
diva,
good.
diva.
I'm on this Diva right now.
Diva's out.
Mercy's
I have a
pistol.
Winston.
I'm Diva. Grabbing my point.
You just on Winston to get back faster,
Got Brad.
and influence like right on point more than you would as Pharah during one of these.
Monkey on point.
Don't let
Wait,
them
what's
run
up?
the right side. So you
Oh, what
swapped
did I
to
go
Winston because you want to get back to point real fast, and because
Ye-
Winston will have more effect on point than a Pharah would be.
I'm getting back to point faster. I'll be able to protect the cleave. The cleave tickle damage is actually better for cleaning up in these chaotic fights than Pharah. And I can more easily just chase after. You'll see, I get the Mercy, but then your Ryan actually goes huge and gets like a fire strike on me and kills 3 people.
That bubble
Who won?
saves the res too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on this
Exactly.
right now.
The bubble is good.
That felt
He's
so
up.
bad.
Monkey's on point. Monkey's
play.
on point.
Get monkey, get monkey, get monkey.
Does flashbang break against bubble,
Also,
or yeah, it would just break against bubble.
Mercy.
He like flashbang to the side of the bubble, but like his actual line of sight to the Mercy was blocked by it.
Yeah.
thought I was gonna do it.
I should have played way more patient, but I didn't.
Got all, they're all 3 dead.
If I had
3
played
dead,
more
3 dead.
patient there, we would have won. And then we swapped to
won?
the
Get
wrecking
that Mercy,
ball.
get that Mercy, get that
You
Mercy.
swapped to the wrecking ball just to get back faster.
Mercy.
Nice, nice, nice.
Get
Wrecking
Lucy.
ball. Wrecking ball. Wrecking ball.
Wrecking ball
Yeah,
one?
no shield, no
He's
shield,
so
no shield.
fast.
Oh, never mind. I lied.
Yeah, he's really good for like these situations where you need someone to stall.
Wrecking ball dead.
Nice.
Sorry about that, Res. I thought they were all gonna be on you, on point.
Yeah, that
What do you like, Randall?
honestly.
Yeah.
And we don't really have good.
Would you
nano
prefer like
cards.
rock?
Have you guys played any sim comps?
Yeah, probably.
No.
When we transition to third point,
There was a
Ryan's
actually
our-
the team we
Look
played
to
before
swap to
this, before you guys, the very last map, they like destroyed us with one on Horizon Lunar Colony. They ran a goats, but like they simmed it to the point and it bypassed all of our
spam.
Widowmaker, Junkrat, all the spam. And we kind of panicked and like we had to send someone to point to contest. And then they destroyed us.
When I was subbing for
It's pretty
Umbra,
cool.
I think one of the teams that was like clearly better than us, but they were using sim as like an anti-dive almost.
Yeah, you can like just teleport your Zen farther
Yeah,
back.
and all the turrets around make like flankers kind of difficult sometimes. And she's like 120 damage plus a melee will just kill a tracer.
Yeah,
you
I
ever
haven't
get
messed around with
close?
her too. I haven't messed around with her too much. I think she's still kind of like
Underpowered.
gimmicky.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe I'll be proven wrong. But I haven't seen any contenders players use her, so let's put it that way. But you can take control back. Just wanted to tell you my story. Story time.
Versus shield.
Widow.
Yeah, instead of a Hanzo, they have a McCree.
Be careful on high ground because they can snipe you pretty easily.
Yeah, the Widow's next level.
So what just straight kills our Orisa? So like I'm not.
I think
The shield's like a little off.
Shield gets cracked, and then I think we might get some McCree and Widowmaker headshots in
It's-
there, and then I
cross
kind
them
of
by the pack.
I take an angle too.
Ryan's on.
It's just
Oh.
McCree. Yeah.
McCree's
Well,
still
McCree and I'm already like 80
Nice,
charge,
nice, nice.
so I'm like laser
One here.
beaming her.
Yeah.
Widow security.
Can we get this Zarya?
My
This Zarya,
Junkrat
guys?
is
Zarya,
not good
Zarya.
enough to do anything but
There's one
like
over there?
spam a choke down. I don't have like any sort of finesse with those things.
You can use the mines to like boop the Rhine out of the way. There's things you can do, cute things, but yeah, a lot of it like you got to be able to hit directs when the time comes.
Sorry, that I didn't hold in time for that McCree stun.
Stopping her dead.
We just stay on this
also,
Orisa the entire
also,
point.
here's a big thing. Here's a big thing.
Yeah.
You'll notice this like you'll notice this for when we were playing Orisa, and you'll see like what happened actually when you finally broke our point. We were holding back here, and with that enable, like yeah, we got this high ground, but we have someone who can fight it back. But the big thing is we have big shield advantage when we're holding back here, because you got to come all the way over here, and your shield's getting beat up, and it's looking pretty bad. Meanwhile, we just keep refreshing ours, you know. Whereas you put your shield here, and then you put a lot of damage on Rhine, and then our Widowmaker is able to get here, get a grapple hook to like look at all you guys, and I was able to get in my little spot here, take cover behind this wall, and shoot behind your shield. So like holding, it's kind of
King's Row,
like
where you actually want to hold further
the
back.
So the farther back you hold, the more you allow teams to set up angles on you. Like the more time you allow to set up angles on you, but it takes them longer to set up the angles. But if you hold up quick, like it's much quicker for them to get around you, just because you're so far pushed up.
Once we lost the Orisa, really seemed we were trying to scramble. Like maybe we could hold security or prevent or punish you from that flank on security. If we,
I
don't
yeah,
know.
I
You
just think
tanks immediately
holding,
took
you
the
should've-
space.
I think you just should have held
Sorry, that-
farther back.
I didn't
Your
hold
big
in time for that
advantage,
McCree stun.
because you don't want to be in a space where Ryan can swing his hammer when
Yeah.
you're Orisa. That's like the whole advantage of using her. Otherwise, you might as well use Ryan.
Stopping her dead.
Yeah, swap to D.Va right now.
Wanna go Widow next life?
Yeah.
And you're on
Let's stay on
Orisa
this for
still.
now.
Was that just he didn't get to it in
No, but it's
time,
under
or
background control.
did you want the Orisa?
I specifically want Winston here and like Ryan third point,
Widow
but
here.
we just don't swap it
Uh-huh.
for whatever reason.
Zarya's trying to get up there.
I think I communicated pre-match. It might have been something that we
Where is she?
either forgot or I
can't
didn't
run
communicate
that
well
with
enough
Widow.
my intentions for
Yeah, I don't know
compositions
why
this
we're
map.
here.
Yeah. Well, working with what you got, because I agree, Winston would be the way to go here. But we're working with what you got. I actually would have. So you need to know who's doing what. So, and like what you need to worry about. So if you have a shield here, or here, I guess. Um, obviously coming head on is not going to work. Like all of us are not going to come that way because you have the advantage. So what needs to happen is you need people here and here coming at us from different angles. And
To prevent the
basically,
back alleys.
yeah, like you know, you can't just let a McCree like set up the high noon, which I think you do. Or
I
like
know
you
I'm back
can't
there
go
on
flank.
on you specifically trying to keep you away from back alley, but I'm not like
Yeah,
super effective with it.
you almost got you almost got me. That could have gone either way, but you almost got me. And then like you tried to tire back there, which is extremely risky. Like if I were you, I would have like you made me leave. Like I had to fuck off. So mission accomplished. But I know where you are. Like I so
Yeah.
that's like I don't know if run and kill you. What you could have done is you could have walked to the health pack or use your C4 to like propel yourself back towards your team.
Yeah.
Using the C4 is like not just damage, but like for the
Mobility.
mobility is really important.
Yeah.
But
Like I said,
yeah,
my
like
Junkrat's really boosted, but some
Yeah.
comps he's just like the best choice. I don't know. My
but
projectile in general
what's
is not great.
happening? But like what's going on here is that like your Orisa and Diva can like be here basically, just like locking down the main hallway, and then you can have your Junkrat because your Junkrat can be anywhere. Like yeah, you can get sniped, but like if you're on high ground, she has very limited angles. Like she'd have to like do a grapple shot or like that's basically it actually. Like we can't really fight you off of this high ground. So like you need to be sending your Hanzo here, your Junkrat here, or like you can put them both here for maximum spam and so they can help each other. And the other thing that does is it gives your Mercy like a 3D area to fly around.
Yep.
So like she can fly has a lot more places to fly to. Which is really nice. And we have only a one 1D shield, so you can get around it. So if you're gonna be, you can play with ground tanks, but like you got to make sure you're taking advantage of this high ground, which didn't happen. Looks like Beam Money's just down here doing shield damage, and like your Diva's down here, which is fine, but like she could have been like setting up here to like clean up or just doing something, and then obviously you're gonna tire here. But again, you're low ground.
Can you DM me for it?
So are you guys staying on tank calls just because you believe they'll be that super effective? or-
We have well, we got like 2 big ultimates here, so that's the main reason. And we have and we were like catching you guys as you were coming out of spawn, so there's no
Yeah.
reason to like go all the way back to our spawn and swap.
I know Saba hates, like, he chastises us every single time we stay on a composition just because of ultimates.
It's not just because of ultimates; it's because they're really good ultimates. Like, okay,
You have a plan
If-
for them.
we have a plan for them, and like we know you're on the ground. You have an Orisa on the ground, and your Hanzo's here, and we're catching out of spawn. So like,
Yep.
and you're not setting up.
Okay.
Let's say you win this fight. Chances are you're like,
You're going to at least burn one of those ultimates in that fight, though.
yeah, like I have given up Shatters before for Winston just because he's a better character on some phases. Even the Zarya ult too on Horizon Lunar Colony offense is one I've like not a full grab, but like I've given it up at like 75% or so, just because like it's not gonna work.
Yeah, okay. I get you.
Hang on, I just got a text message. But yeah, as long as you have a plan. I don't know. I talked to you about this before, I think, or maybe somebody else. But Sab and I disagree. If you have a good plan with the ultimates, keep them. But if you don't, then you swap. Yeah. But you know, we're about to pop these ultimates here.
Sub on buff.
Widow's
Really
losing
good.
up.
Got-
Get that widow, get that widow,
Inside
get that widow.
the saloon.
Left sub,
Nice,
good point.
nice.
Mercy's resing.
Bubbled.
Get out of here.
This is the Mercy play of the game.
I'm just gonna drop dragon.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
That's funny.
just waiting.
So yeah, I don't know why we don't swap buffers if you.
He's behind that door. You can see
I
him.
mean, I guess
Maybe you
he's thinking
just
he's
go
thinking of
Rhyme here.
supercharge,
Yeah,
but
I mean Supercharge is really strong, but
He's so sneaky.
we call out Marky, but we just don't
Yeah, he wasted time.
touch point.
Widow's on jail. Are we in touch?
Oh no.
Get the shrine. The shrine. Shrine down, please.
In the right.
The shrine. Kill him. Kill him.
You're down both DPS.
Yeah.
Just back.
Yeah, you guys are just staggering.
Dropping a Zarya here.
yeah, and you guys are still poking at us.
Yeah, we need to just reset and spawn.
Yeah, you need to get back here. You need to get back here. You people need to get back here. But we're just gonna keep killing you guys. Because if you're gonna give us free kills, man, you'll see. We'll walk right up and take them.
Widow right side clear.
There's 2. There's 3. And you're basically at another grav. I might very well.
Well, not another graph, but another shatter. I actually wasn't
They
that
might-
high
Sorry,
charge.
shatter.
I was like messing up my bubbles.
We have a Widow.
What else close? What else
You
close?
guys ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need.
Poor Mark. He was having a tough time with the shatters this game.
Kill the Widow's left room. We can get the shrine.
Thank you.
Send us
Okay,
for
right.
attack. Send low. Send low. Send death on.
Zarya's full charge. He's gonna have grab again.
You can't touch those.
I think maybe we should have swapped off the Orisa.
So that was a that wasn't anything map specific. I mean, the first point maybe was map specific in terms of like maybe
Yeah.
put the shield back,
Shield
but
up.
everything else there was just like a
We need to play my
regrouping
pick
problem.
better, I think.
Yeah.
And like, I mean,
To
that's
be
something that our team struggles with too sometimes. But you know, it's always like good to like see examples of it at play and know what you should do as an individual in those situations.
Yeah, he seems a little. He seems a little action packed. There's always something to do with him.
So Fuj, I actually look for him on the stairwell and I don't see him, and he ends up killing me. So I'm curious as
I
to
don't
where he was
know.
hiding.
This is kind of like an improvised comp. I wasn't planning on it, but Fuch was on the Reaper, and I was like, ah, fuck it. I think Reaper's a bit underrated. There's like a cool phase for him too. And like now that McCree is a range
Jumps from
buff,
up top, yeah.
I don't feel bad for not having a Widow on
Reaper.
defense.
Reaper is late.
Can't believe he got away.
I looked over
But yeah.
there too.
Shield's gone. Was he left side?
Yeah, he went to
Yeah,
Mega.
he was up top and he dropped it.
I guess we put our shield about where you guys put your shield.
Over there too.
Shield's
But oh no, it was farther. We were a bit farther back. Like your shield was like here, which
Yeah.
might not seem like a big difference,
But
like,
you
it-
can
it is.
walk from security and almost be flanking it.
Yeah, and
Or
then
we have much
also,
further to
like,
go.
if you had pushed up, we just would have moved back.
Yep.
You know.
Reaper.
Looking to absorb. We even slept and
I
I think
looked
it's
over there
away.
too.
Shield's gone. Was he left side?
Yeah, he went to
Yeah,
Mega.
he was up top and he dropped it.
Now we're just staggering.
Bad.
Back up, back up.
Hey, I don't know if his shield broke or he just didn't think that, or he just didn't realize what was gonna happen.
We
Right,
can
that's-
res out. Yeah, we have no way to stop the res though.
Help our Zarya, please. Nice. Push in. We gotta pick.
Yeah, our
Help our Zarya, please.
Mark gets picked here. That's not good.
Help
I think he gets tunnel visioned on like
Killing the Zarya.
shooting the Zarya.
our Zarya, please.
It's like Discord
Nice.
popped.
Push in. We gotta pick.
Goodness.
They can't res this.
Reloading.
Roger
Just
that.
holding you.
Hog Discord.
But you see, like that demonstrates like the mistake. We had our that I was trying to tell you. We had our shield up too far, and then you were able to take advantage.
Left side.
Actually, left side.
High. Reaper's gonna be on high ground.
Hog anti.
Where's he Discord?
Hog hooked.
Oh,
Reaper trap. Reaper
Trap.
trap.
right from point 1.
That was a good trap.
That's you. I don't think
I
it was
contest way
intentional.
too. I didn't have to contest
Send
here.
out
This is
for
really
sure.
dumb. I could have
Monkey's
contested
coming.
literally at
Let's be
99.
now.
Yeah.
I gotta pick with it.
I am stopping.
And
I'm gonna swap 2 off this.
yeah, I mean, like I said, we're very much still in an experimental stage with the wrecking ball. So this seems like a map he'd be good, but I don't know. I don't think we had the DPS
Winston wrecking
necessarily
ball.
to work with him.
You want like one other thing to follow him up?
Genji.
He's gonna die. Careful.
Yeah, well, we have the Genji now, but
Yeah.
They still have a Reaper.
we go in at like different times. Like I think this is the first we played him on one map against the other team. I think this is the first map we played him against you guys. So like I was like rusty with him, like with the timing and the mechanics. Like I do some weird things.
Reaper's top brain.
Mercy
That was
one, Mercy
that
one,
was a
no shield.
really good bubble
No shield. No shield.
I got
the
On
the-
our,
we might
uh,
Fight this, fight
on
this.
On
the
our Zen,
Zen.
yeah.
We might have won that fight.
Grab here. Gonna grab after this.
Yeah, grab after this.
Genji won?
They dive me. They're on
Reaper's
me.
on me,
Mercy.
Reaper's on me.
Mark's just
Let's
looking
go
to
second.
stall.
Revive Sunny.
Get this Winston, nice. Okay.
Then our team messes up. We should have been able to touch here. I think Mark kind of
They should never
underestimated.
Yeah, Iceman tries to
Okay.
touch with a
If they
dash.
referral
Or no,
or
this isn't that fight. This is the next fight, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you guys are out
They have
already.
nothing
We
for
could be
Genji's gonna
pushing
grab
up to
Mercy,
like
yeah.
dumpster.
It's
Yeah,
either
you
Genji or
could.
Reaper ult that you
'Cause I'm controlling high ground
Oh,
against
he's
where
diving me?
Reaper's trying to be.
Yeah, like you see, like I wasn't ready for him to
Reaper no
go
red.
in
Yeah.
because because Mark's used to like calling the engages instead of me. So like he went in and then I wasn't ready.
But that doesn't
Like-
work because you require more setup.
Yeah, I need to like get my grapple and stuff, or just pile drive and then he cleans up. But
Yeah.
that is what it is. But anyway, yeah, I think well, B Money's low ground. I think he
Yeah,
needs
what's
to
up with that?
be he needs to be up here or something, or like back here.
Reaper ult that you trans, right?
Ball.
Monkey's diving me? I couldn't press
Reaper no
it.
red. Moving on,
Run,
moving on,
run,
moving on.
Genji on me
Really
behind.
split,
Split,
really
really
split.
split. I'm
Genji eats like
Let's
3
go,
people's
Duba.
time.
What was that? Jesus.
They're basically solo diving me. And
Yeah, we need to.
yeah, I
have a
was
shield
on you
keeper.
too and you just instantly died.
I was helping you as well, and I couldn't do
We
anything.
can just trance the dive, I guess.
Well,
this
no, they're
way.
trying to bait out her trans.
I mean,
So
I have
is it
blade
bad if we
behind
do
them.
it though?
I mean,
No, we just
It's
need
a
to react
two-way.
and kill the
Two-way.
Genji.
yeah.
And the
It's
monkey.
either we.
I force trance,
No,
With the
no.
monkey.
We got this.
or
we got the
monkey gets killed.
I
I'm
can
still
use
not in
that.
this fight because I didn't realize where the fight was going to be taking place. I'm just now pushing payload.
I can res our Ryan in a second.
Yeah,
I mess up my grapple and I'm not able to boop the Genji.
Reaper's
Come on.
disconnect. Wrecking Ball's disconnect.
Wrecking
Yeah,
ball,
God
okay,
bless.
wrecking ball. Okay, got a cart. Yeah.
This is one where the Genji just barely doesn't touch.
Luke is on Widow now.
Yeah, Mark definitely could have touched here. I think. I know
Careful,
Val was talking about
actually.
touching
Sure,
with
there's three on.
trance.
They're not touching, they're not touching. Genji on.
Can you have?
They use. I'm on Winston right now. I can't help you call anymore.
Is there a reason why you
Yeah,
guys don't
actually,
just
one
like
shot.
fight on payload here?
In jail.
Instead of like, I guess most of you do get out, so it doesn't matter.
Let's push up.
Yeah, we knew we could get away.
Wrecking Ball's just too fast.
Yeah,
The
just roll
Mercy
away.
gets him away.
Mercy flies with me. Yeah.
Widow's left side.
She hooked up.
Widow's right. I mean, Widow's was right side.
Monkey
and
hat one.
Sam's right side.
Almost this way. Jumping on the monkey. Counter diving.
He's discorded.
Kill this Hammond.
Monkey on me.
Get the monkey. Get the monkey. Oh wait, let them ult. Let them ult.
Reset it again, reset it.
Man, hit
He
a
just
swing there.
misses. Yeah.
That Genji
Oh
played
my
so
God,
good.
Iceman.
You guys win this fight, though.
I'm gonna fucking bust his
Okay,
balls
we
over
got
on
Mixer,
that
we
one.
can just run fast enough.
I'm back. I'm back.
I don't
Oh,
know
get
about
my
that.
mech. Get my mech. Let's go.
They have no main tank here. I wanna ult this. That's 3 supports.
I'm coming back right now.
And then at this point, I swap.
I got their Zen.
Huge, 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 huge.
Then I
Push this alright, push this
slink
alright.
away.
Yep, I'm pushing you.
Yeah, I
got
tried
it,
for
Ice.
you.
What's behind you? What's
No,
Oh,
behind
you
you?
have, but we get
I could help.
Yeah, that was an overstep.
You still have 2 on cart.
Oh,
Monkey's contested. contesting cart.
I'm going back to cart. I'm going back to cart. On Hanzo.
Monkey's discorded on me.
Get the Zarya. He's full charge on cart.
We lose, we lose.
Hanzo 1, Hanzo 1.
Suddenly everyone's gone from me.
We gotta
No.
get out. We lost Zen.
Monkey's
Winston's
still
still
back
behind
here.
though.
Monkey's one.
Mercy, be careful. They're Riddle sniping.
Yeah, and
You
I
got
put a
it.
lot of damage into
Hanzo,
your
Hanzo.
Diva and Ryan. So I got a graph.
Push the.
Only one on cart.
Oh, we're still. Okay.
Zarya here.
You
still
just
have
stop
two on
fighting
cart.
point here with Reinhardt chasing the
Oh.
Winston.
Monkey's contesting cart.
I'm going back to cart. I'm going back to cart.
I'm sorry, give me a second.
Okay.
Alright, sorry about that.
On
You're
Hanzo.
good.
Hanzo.
Monkey's discorded on.
So right now we have like 3 people still alive. I guess Mercy and Ryan are just gonna get out though.
Get the Zarya. He's full charge on cart.
We lose, we lose.
Hanzo 1, Hanzo 1.
Stop now,
We gotta
Zarya.
get. We gotta get
Yeah,
out.
okay,
We lost
okay.
Zen.
I see what happened.
Monkey's
Winston's
still
still
back
behind
here.
though.
Monkey's
Even if Mark
one.
dies here,
Mercy, be
like he'll
careful, they're
respawn
Riddle
before
sniping.
we regroup.
Yeah,
We gotta
yeah.
them.
They have nobody to dive.
That is not a kill you can capitalize on.
With you,
Yeah.
Zen. Gonna make them get off this character. Okay, pushing up.
Zen's left side.
Hands up. Gotta move.
No, they grabbed. Nice.
Hanzo up here and Ryan in front of us.
John and Mercy.
Hanzo's one shot.
5v5.
Nice. We got the Mercy.
You're winning.
Get the Zarya next.
Am I as Reaper there supposed to follow Marky Mark through his ult or just fight on point with the other 2 members of my team?
I mean,
So I
you
feel like
guys-
between Discord and Widow, like we have both DPS and
5v5.
Zen here.
You're winning.
Get the Zarya next.
If we're hitting shots,
Oh,
he
I got the
shouldn't
sword down.
live
Can we
too
get
long.
Oh,
I mean,
we
what
But
should
he's
be
fast as
happening?
fuck.
Yeah, then.
Hanzo's one shot.
So there's safety in numbers, and you just need to get us off the point to cap.
Yeah.
So what needs to happen is B Money, he grapples this way, but Sunny also needs to come this way, and then you need to just be near the 2 of them to like blow up the Winston if he chooses to try to kill them.
Basically, we take this
But
fight walking in the
instead,
wrong direction.
It's like I was talking about on Elios, remember?
Yeah.
You went with your natural instinct to fight instead of getting near your tank line. Because your tank's kicking ass. He just got a 2 or a 3 piece. You link up with him, you got it, but or at least like you stand a better chance.
Yep.
But your Mercy was up there and she got fucking dicked on because Zen wasn't healing.
I died in the graph.
Hanzo up here and Ryan in front of us.
John and Mercy.
Hanzo's one shot.
5v5.
Nice. We got the Mercy.
You're winning.
Get the Zarya next.
Oh, I got the Zarya down.
Get Shatter on
Together.
PK, we can't follow it up
Oh,
because we're
we got
chasing.
force back, never mind.
Yep.
Yeah, them killing me grab was huge.
Wait, did they kill you in grab?
Yeah, they just like right clicked me with Zen.
Or Widow or Hanzo, any
Yeah.
number of them.
I don't know, I died by the Zen, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean your Mercy got
Sorry, I
picked
wasn't
in the
aware of
graph,
that.
so it's like you're not gonna.
Fights and
It's
chill.
gonna be tough for you to win that.
I just
You
got
might have
the-
just considered like saving your Shatter, saving your stock, stacking ultimates.
Widow's above.
I think he assumed that we were still with him. It wasn't communicated.
Yeah, but like you're never gonna out sustain us with like
Still above.
without your Mercy.
Widow's still
They're both up.
Yeah.
Zarya's left side. We need to get this Widow.
Zarya's full charge left side.
My shield's low.
Widow's one.
We're
Monkey's
split.
on our Widow.
We're split.
Monkey's on the
I can't get back to you guys.
It amazes me how like
My shield's gone.
Zarya one. Zarya one.
Monkey just is beating
Yeah,
3 people.
he
They translated.
normally we switch to Ryan here, but like he was just getting a lot of use out of the Monkey, and I was just trusting him. I trust my teammates to like make individual decisions
him? Yeah.
like that, and
He has no ult, I don't think.
I knew that I, as an
Okay,
off tank, I
just
could
hold
give him
split.
enough support he would need with the
Oh,
bubble,
okay.
and then still brawl out on the point as Zarya and control that choke point with bubbles
Merc
and
or
stuff.
Zen's one over there.
Do you have bubble?
That's all.
There you go. Let's go.
I don't recall if we
Try to get
finished
res
this
up.
map.
No, we grab you.
Got the
Nice.
widow.
Send down.
We don't have trans though. This is bad.
God, they keep killing
Gonna
me.
grab this.
Or maybe
Yeah.
finish.
We need to
Alright.
kill you sooner,
Yeah.
I think.
Gonna have you out. So. Grabbing point.
Ult this, you get him?
Oh my god, I just got trans.
Oh, he zoned me out.
That's right. That's right.
So we have time for one more.
Yeah.
What was screwing us real
This is
bad?
stuff. This is the stuff I was talking about. It's like Elios, like making sure your backline doesn't get like too caught up in fighting the backline and getting split off. Like make sure they try to like move towards their tanks or like hold their ground. Because if you back up, like unless you're getting around a corner to fight a tracer, and you know you can one clip her, like it's not gonna work against a Winston back around a
Do you
corner.
like
They'll
her?
kill you eventually,
Yeah.
or Diva.
And we don't really have good
Would you
mana
prefer
for
like
it. So
Ryan's
do you
area?
just like swap off the widow
When
or?
we transition to third point with Ryan's area,
Yeah, probably.
Danny is the only one on the team with a endorsement level. Or are we all just toxic?
I've been 4 too. I'm usually 4.
I don't play.
It's because I'm a quick play warrior and I'm too friendly in quick play.
I think during most of the scrum I was still stuck in like an older
Have you ever seen
mindset
a
where
5?
Widow can be
Yeah.
Really?
super dominant. So we got like,
Is it like
and she
can't-
she certainly
she can
can
still
be,
be-
but like
Yeah.
Oh, they're just
if you guys are running that like triple tank
most of them are
dive,
mercenaries.
it's really rough for us
What are we
to get value out of her.
Robin, can you
Yeah. I mean,
Depends on the map.
here?
we're gonna like be able to
Let's
chase her
run
down,
a
but it's like
triple DPS with Winston.
you gotta recognize, you gotta be
Let's
quick
run
to
Fire and Wall.
recognize when things are working, when things are working, when they're not working, and what needs to change. And that's not like
I'm gonna
easy
send
at
up
all.
left side.
The really good players struggle with
Feeling they're
that.
gonna come
I'm
out with
I'm
triple
always
as
trying
well.
to improve that myself. Like
They fair.
you know, you're never gonna be
Wrecking ball.
perfect at perfectly troubleshooting what's happening.
Mm.
That's like why you have to like train your players
Appreciate you letting me.
to be very analytical as well. Like it can't just be the shot caller or team captain.
trying.
Everybody's got to be super analytical, because then you can trust them to make their own assessments of in terms of what characters need to swap,
Me.
or and stuff like that. But you have to make sure it's not like emotionally driven. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're just gonna be the first to die, like Zen
on
for
tanks?
example. Not necessarily a character thing, but a play style thing.
Oh, there, come outside.
I'm gonna.
Our comms are dying.
Okay, okay.
So
You're
close.
so close.
I think optimal peeks me
Yeah,
like once or
Wrecking
twice, and
Ball
I just
is gonna
don't
be difficult
get
to
him.
kill.
I don't know how to deal with it.
I don't think we really can.
Oh, this fair is so annoying.
So what happens here? Is Fuchon like is blank here in a second?
There's no recall.
Not yet.
Well, okay, can we kill Wrecking Ball?
the other?
Ooh,
They're on me. They're on me.
Fair's coming behind.
Zen was up pretty far.
Fair's half.
I think this is the map I start swapping to soldier to deal
Okay.
with Wrecking Ball, so I can just
Yeah, I'm gonna swap off
burn
that
him
guy.
down if he's
Just
not
gonna run
careful.
Anti
I don't know what
that
else
there, guys.
really deals with
So
him
I'm gonna
though.
be focusing.
I was seeing
tanks
other
if I
people
can.
run like Sombra specifically for him,
Bridget.
but
Bridget.
Yeah.
I can try to drop station. I'm just gonna.
You
see
you pick up
CC
a
in general is
Bridget.
pretty strong.
You pick up a Bridget. You can armor pack people. You can stun him. You can make our tracer fuck
Tracer's
off.
far left right now.
Like yeah, the Pharah is trouble for Bridget, but you have your own Pharah that can duel. So
Monkeys
He has
this
a
way.
Winston. He's gonna ult though.
They're rising.
It's okay. We're getting ult out. Come on, Winston. He has no ult. He has no.
Mark.
Yeah, he's dead if we get him.
On Lucio.
I'm pushing up, pushing up. Nice, nice.
I feel like the skybox is really high.
Yeah. Mark made an unforced error there, I believe.
Yeah, he just jumped back in without his ultimate. And I was like, okay, we
For one,
kill
for
him.
one. Actually, one. Mercy.
Hammond's behind.
I
Yeah,
got too
I'm
fancy
on
with my
Hammond now.
grapple. I could have just grappled straight at
Monkey on point.
Sunny and gotten more damage done.
Monkey's Discord.
Kill one.
Kill one.
Discord.
Station on me if you need. Okay, I'm gonna set up high ground.
I should instead be playing like center, so I can use that
I
cover
feel
against
like
the
I
farm.
can't miss Wrecking Ball. With Soldier.
Coming up. Wrecking ball coming up. Bouncy house.
Oh yeah, there's a time where I'm like here and I move to drop down and I am below where you're using your like knock
There's
up.
I think there's a radius to it though. and
Yeah.
It's got to be like a 3D radius.
Yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't work like Doomfist uppercut, where it's just like it extends along the surface rather than in an area like that.
I don't know, but
it now?
you're not the first person I've abused that with. I've done that to a few other characters.
Come on, Winston.
Monkey
I need
They
help
don't
with
expect it.
I got
He's
moved off.
discorded. He's on big
Right side,
pushes.
fair is low. Fair is low right
And the fact that it just like kills momentum.
side.
I know I got
Who's
caught
just
once
getting
trying
out?
to
Right
Junkrat mine away. It caught me in
I-
midair.
Valerius fucked up here. He should just he should have just jumped off the map. Like as soon as Trance and Visor got popped, we should have just all jumped off the map.
Big stagger.
We could have had an extra like 20% to play with.
Big boy stagger.
They probably have Hammond ult by now.
Couple of them
It's this
coming
right here that gets me.
Yep, he's one.
up. Low.
Like Jesus, I'm so far away.
I don't do that much damage to you. I only did like 50 damage.
Yeah, but it
But,
keeps
I mean-
me there.
It keeps you in the area.
Got solo barrage.
Hammond one.
I got both
Farah got
these
both
points.
your support.
Mercy's half.
Kill them all, be mine.
I pile drive. Oh, you weren't far. No, this is this was a crazy pile drive because I pile drive up here and I kill the Farah.
Kill them all, be mine.
What the hell?
Because she was close enough to me.
I guess.
I thought I did all the Hammond
I find when I'm playing Brig, I constantly get knocked up even though I have like my shield turn because it just goes around that shit. I don't think you can block it with shield.
You teabag him?
What, the pile driver?
Yeah,
you
as,
can.
as Brig.
Bears, your bears block it.
The map didn't
Well,
have
I
it.
know that like Ryan and all is wide enough. I'm
Winston.
just saying. I don't think.
Oh.
It's theoretically possible, but you have to get at the perfect angle.
I don't think I could have done by myself anyways.
I don't think we would have been.
Yeah, the best rush was me.
Rens are yeah. Going that side. Coming back in
We're
a second.
so
It's way too far.
Running far again. Wrecking.
Here I come.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what it is.
Wrecking balls. Wrecking ball, Rogue.
Can we get him?
I booped him
Where's
out,
that?
my bad.
Come on, with
Buys so much free
They're on
space for the
high
Farah.
ground.
I could have stayed in even longer, considering how much barrier I gave myself. But like,
Yeah,
I
that
rolled
thing's
back.
nuts.
Doom's low.
That I need to, like I said, I need to get used to the
Coming back in
We're
a second.
so split right now.
Yeah, I got two on.
to the limits of the character. Because I had been
What's
getting
CC?
punished for being too
I'm gonna touch
aggressive,
you in a
so like here I'm playing more passive.
Mercy one.
I got the monkey.
I know our target focus isn't terribly great, so I don't know if
Fair.
like you are
Oh,
playing as
monkey's
safe
one,
as you
so
need to be,
monkey's
but
one, monkey's one.
we're just not demonstrating it well.
Hit the fair again.
It's all now.
That makes sense.
She just dropped to get me.
Ryan and Diva.
We
you
just
guys
need to die
jumped
here.
in different
We're gonna die.
directions, So I wasn't really able to get any value.
We might have been able to get him, but it would have been we would have traded, I think.
We're
you want
down
me
two
to-
right now.
Go McCree or something, maybe?
Maybe Reaper.
Reaper?
Yeah,
okay.
and I'll be the one to deal with Farah.
You're gonna listen to the biggest bait from a teammate you ever heard. in
Oh
your
my
life.
god.
Oh no, I
It's the
watched
highest
this
IQ
before.
play.
I already
Got
watched
Barrage
this. Yeah,
There it is.
I was a little pissed because I wanted to get like a big money fucking minefield, and then you just first one gets shattered, then
First one gets shattered, yeah, that was nice.
Where are we
I
focusing?
thought I ate them all.
Incidental but nice.
Killing for
I'm back peeling
one.
Winston when I shouldn't again,
Come
I
on,
think.
Anna. Or sorry, Mercy.
Arzen gets in spawn and then suddenly I don't need to be there anymore. Okay, they burned Monkey Ult, they burned Wrecking Ball. They burned Barrage. You're already 60 to the
Going
next though.
Samuel's gonna jump in on us again.
Meeting.
Yep.
Kill the Winston on the back line. Just Winston.
They're on armor.
You just reset here. Where's the one? I'm staying way too long.
Does he have?
Going in. Going
We
in.
have no mercy.
We got them.
Wait up, wait up, wait up, wait up.
Meeting. Here, I'll body
Back.
Getting on point.
Dead, dead.
Nice, nice.
Do this on
Humans
point.
on your
Do what happened this fight? How did we come back from this?
Kill
Fuck.
the Winston on the back line. Just Winston.
They're on armor.
Sorry, your mic went crazy for me. So we're down 2 here. Nimbus down?
Dead.
Still down 2.
Did you guys hear that?
Where's
at
the
all?
one? No.
Okay.
Still with us, PK?
Yeah, I'm here.
I don't know if you said anything in the last like 45 seconds because
Did
my
Discord
was...
just die?
Yeah.
Yeah, Discord was messing up.
I was talking to Little Spoons. I thought.
I did not hear you whatsoever.
I said maybe a Pharah would have been a good swap for you. And also possibly switching the Reinhardt out for a Roadhog. Because like what is the Reinhardt doing against what we're running? We're not using a lot of like conventional damage, you know?
Yeah. And we can't
She's in the sky above him.
You're just kinda getting punched around right now.
Hey, you also have 3 tanks. Which is weird. Because like you don't have the Moira, so you don't have enough healing. It's just I would have considered picking up a Roadhog also. Roadhog and a Pharah maybe. Roadhog actually like makes it extremely hard for
Does he have?
Hammond to play.
We have
Yeah.
no mercy.
We got them.
Wait up, wait up, wait up, wait up.
Meeting. Here, I'll body
Back.
Getting on point.
Dead, dead.
Nice, nice.
Do this on
Humans
point.
on your
Do this.
Dead.
Down. We're capping right now.
Hammond got-
Like, I feel like Zarya should just be getting a lot of ult charge firing at him, but his shields don't even give ult
Make
charge.
sure we're concisely
Yeah,
targeting
they don't. It's the equivalent of like a Reinhardt. It's a barrier
what
technically.
he's hitting, if he's hitting
Which
someone.
I think Lucio's sound barrier works the same way.
Yes.
You don't
No,
get
no,
ult
no,
charge
no.
from shooting it.
Dead.
Nice, nice, nice. Just get. Mercy,
Wait,
get
no, no,
Mercy
no,
now. She's behind.
Mercy Lucio out.
Nah, just back up. I don't wanna.
I'm gonna save bead.
Yeah, that's
save
resetting.
armor. Dive.
Okay. You're sending right corner.
Back up.
Still running it. Let's look to Shadow if we can.
I will
Barrel
try.
left side.
It's gonna
Barrel.
be.
We're still not discussing what you can have.
There's flanking.
Hmm?
Going here?
Yeah. Which we don't have much,
One,
to be
okay.
fair. We had the Valk, but
Monkey's on point.
I ulted.
Ulted.
Get the Lucio.
Okay, that's not great. One,
Talking?
who we on? We gotta shut around 2 people here. Like, we could easily just pop your Lucio right now. Make sure he doesn't have. But
yeah.
instead we all pull him.
Okay, here's a big thing. So you consciously go after the Winston. It's one thing if like your boosters are off cooldown, he's the only thing you can shoot at. But once the Winston pops primal, instantly change focus. Instantly. Unless you have a crazy amount of damage that you know you can hit him with, and he's trapped in a bad spot. But he can like disengage at any time. He's got 1,000 health points.
Yeah.
Like that's not insignificant. Plus there's a shatter up here. Sometimes like you just kind of gotta let the monkey kind of do its thing and like have a chance to kill somebody else.
I've definitely been in situations as the Winston where I thought like my primal would last so much health and I just get destroyed.
Yeah, it can
But
happen.
It's not right now.
But yeah, you got to recognize like when to just swap targets to somebody else, especially one that is like shattered. Like you said,
Shattered. Yep.
Lucio could have got dropped.
Like
I
if
don't
he
know how I didn't see him. I just
if he
didn't
gets
run
beat off
there.
this fight, it's our fault.
Monkey's on point.
I ulted.
Monkey ulted.
Get the Lucio.
Yeah, monkey's just trying to push
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
He's dead.
Monkey's on
Get the monkey.
looping our Ryan.
Pushing me in.
His
Monkey's
juggles are
monkey's
so
low.
good.
Get the monkey.
Good, we're good, we're
Hammond,
good.
Hammond's on point. Hammond's on point.
Probably didn't need the beat.
No more ults.
No more else. Good, we're good, we're good.
Monkey's
Monkey,
low. Get the monkey.
I guess we're half, and you guys are Valking.
Your Ryan would have died, I think.
We're already Valking now.
Hammond's on point. Hammond's on point.
You just let your both support ults.
But we
No more
see
else,
that
push
and
them
we're
if
just
you
like,
can.
all right, bye.
Yeah. They're really fast.
Yeah, they all are. They go in and go out. So
They have Ryan now.
I have another one of these thingies.
Bomb.
It's a good thingy. When Hammond ults, just use it to clear the mines.
Hammond.
I'm kidding.
You weren't kidding?
This is why you don't make jokes like
Yeah.
that. Especially like you have kind of like a serious sounding voice, so I didn't detect the sarcasm either. I still kill someone with a mine.
Alright, Shock. Even after I was like, you were kidding? Like,
I mean, it might not have been so bad if like there was anyone else in the area to get hit by it. That's my bad though. I
Where I want?
shouldn't have said that.
I'm trying to get on.
I'm back soon with bubble.
I got three in my ult.
I have a pretty dry voice sometimes.
Oh, Mercy, that's so risky.
Sorry.
I mean, she's
you're
got
my
it.
leader, Spirit. I trust you.
Yeah,
Carry the
that's like
point.
the only way to actually.
Yikes.
He actually disappeared.
We just get demolished this map.
We gotta make sure target calls in Discord are being followed. And take space first.
I'm gonna.
Fire's shot.
Fire's half.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
half.
They're on high ground already.
Oh,
Yeah.
helping you.
Tracer's behind on me.
Get this Hammond and then we can.
Hammond jumping.
See there?
Just station.
Other monkey.
The barrier, the Winston bubble blocked the damage. Well, I mean, you knew that already, but like
Yeah,
that was actually
it's
pretty big.
specifically if break shield is wide
Which
enough
is-
to do that.
Yeah.
Monkey's half. Monkey's
Monkey
half.
one.
I know there was a time on
Next,
Gibraltar
next.
defense third point where I just stay alive for like
I'm on the
2
Hammond.
rallies,
I see.
The
Is it?
Tracer, I guess.
but the far is just
I'm thinking.
unchecked here too.
Tracer's behind. Can we get this Tracer?
Actually doesn't have as much ult charge as I thought he would. Optimal.
Two.
That was just I died first.
Nah, I mean, you guys
They
weren't
don't-
like
they don't
super
allow that.
tanky targets that were easy to hit.
I think I should just try to dive myself.
'Kay.
'Cause
They don't have anyone who's like great focus.
Yeah, I don't know who the focus because they.
So
Who
should
do
we
you
look to
focus?
like
Is it-
swap comp to something else, or is it just like execution?
So we kind of do the same thing every time. So like you have to get good at like basically you need to have two kind of things in the back of your mind. One is like the reactive plan and the active plan. So the active plan should be to get some people going wide, maybe to set up a crossfire since you have a lot of range damage. And then get your tanks on point to attract our attention. Possibly that's something you could try to do because again we don't have a focus target. Chipping down our tanks is also something that's good. The other thing too, which is going to happen, is you probably know we're going to like dive into you with our comp. We have a very aggressive comp, so you have to be like ready to react to that, which means like you got to be ready to know what to do. That means like back up this way and draw us into a fight that we don't want, or go into this mega room. Like you have to have like a plan in place. Because right now it just sounds like you're just gonna go in and kind of hope for the best, and the best doesn't happen. Actually, I think you do win this fight, so I take that back. We lose a fight. I know that.
I'm
If
trying
we
to
take
I'm
at
trying
some
to
point.
generate poke to at least force your DPS back, but I can't see
Tristan on the flank.
your tanks as easily, and I'm trying to find where Fooch is because I know he's somewhere on a side.
Hammond jumping in.
And if I turn my attention and like reload or use a
What's the
cooldown
one?
at a wrong time, he'll just jump me.
Monkey's one still.
The monkey.
I'm on Hammond now.
Next, Lucia.
Get Hammond, get Hammond.
Oh, where's Hammond?
Thank you.
They're down two. We're good.
She res. R is alive.
Fire's one.
Fire's
Fire's one. Dead. Fire's dead. Mercy's one.
Mercy's
Back
on
in.
On point.
Point,
Hammond's
point.
on point. Just ready to get him.
I guess Fooch misses his ult, and you guys miss your mark a little bit on your dive.
Yeah.
They're gonna come in with barrage and monkey ult.
Right.
and maybe B.
Probably.
I'm gonna drop station when the Hammond comes out. I have no feel for Hammond ult.
Gonna go on me here.
I feel like Fuchs.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out like
Jumping
what
station?
his best use for it is. I think one of your guys says we should have dropped, but I was also very surprised you didn't drop either. Because normally that's what happens. Like teams like split off. So I got like confused and was just kind of up here, but it worked out for
Yeah.
us.
I got booked out. Oh.
I think the previous fight, like my
No, monkey's on me.
my thought process there was the previous fight worked because I was able to drop station and we were able to play around it. So I thought we
Yeah.
could maybe stand and fight here, but it doesn't work.
I mean, just you can drop your healing station and then run away from your healing station. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to be on it. So like if you want your if our dive comes in and you really want to cushion it and keep your tanks there, that's fine. And like, you want to help them with the healing station, drop the healing station, then sprint away. Widow can grapple away. I think Widow needs to be set up in like a secret hidey hole and then pop out once the aggro is definitely not on her.
I think she was in like this back corner trying to watch the Tracer like super flank. Like where she's being
Yeah.
booped to now is where she
Oh, no.
was,
Monkey's on
but
me.
maybe that's not good enough.
Yeah, it's she.
Maybe she needs to
kinda,
play
like,
around main instead.
She kind of yeah. She kind of like I've seen a lot of the widows like kind of operate like back here, like way away from the action. It's like
Yeah, probably.
We need to drop down a little bit.
It pretty much means though that she's 1v1ing the Tracer if the Tracer ever goes that way. I don't know how many people really want to take that fight all the time. I know Fuch is on the flank some. There he is. He's down. Teabag him a little.
yeah.
I
Fuch
got
got
blue, so I couldn't
Fuch got
teabag him.
rocketed, I guess.
It's pushing quick.
Uh,
No, not that time.
I'm on the Mercy.
They're on your Zed.
We bit out trance.
Or that-
That's good.
Put the hammer on the monkey.
Then I feel like the
Monkey's on me,
mine
I'm
was
dropping.
kind of nice to not let you guys go there.
Got the answer.
Like I said, I'm still learning the proper places to hit the mines. I'm just kind of dropping them wherever at this point.
Good one.
There's just one.
Under Mercy.
Really, what I should do is like drop
Does
them
the Widow
on
do
my
anything?
back line.
I killed the Tracer to
During
start, then I
fights.
pretty much just get dove, so.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little too vulnerable.
Or like drop them on my back line, or like in a corner where you
You're-
don't see where I'm putting them, and then like you can just run into
Tracer
them
get back.
and die. Like around a corner, like you just walk around the corner and get blown up.
B-Money, when I ask you a question like that, like if does the Widow do anything here? I'm really trying not to be like accusatory. I'm just honestly wondering, like, from your perspective, do you feel like you're being effective?
Yeah, no, I get that. I think I replied
Go target,
as
go
if
target.
I wasn't offended, but if I did, I wasn't.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think he was offended because he swapped. I mean, yeah, but yeah, no, everybody on good teams, like if somebody asks you something like that, obviously, like they have the best intentions. They just want to win the
Lucy is
game.
on our Mercy.
Yeah, I remember I asked
Where's the-
Robin
where's the
his
one?
opinion of Zarya later on
Target.
like Volskaya, and
Lucio low?
I just really hope that people just don't take it personally.
What? Robin? Is he your off tank player?
Yeah, Lucero. I don't think they do,
okay.
but I just want to like clarify if that's the case.
Yeah, if they do it, that's a problem. Like it's not matchmaking. You're all there with the same idea in mind. You're not there to like goof off or like, oh, I'm only playing on this hero, and like your goal is to, well, whatever your goal for that scrim is, just try your best to see how you can win, work on a certain aspect of your game, whatever it is, but everybody's there on the same page.
Okay.
But I'm gonna head over to Team Andromeda, just to kind of get set up. I guess
Yeah.
Spoon, drop in if whenever you're ready. I don't know if
Yeah,
you need to talk
I'll
to
be
you
there
guys for a
just
little bit,
in a
so-
moment. Thank
No
you,
problem.
thank you for the VOD review,
Yeah, absolutely.
helping out with that.
Alright.
Thanks, homie.
See you guys.
See you in a bit.
See ya.